Why are people starving to death in US county jails? So over the course of a year-long investigation, I was working with two fellows at the investigative reporting lab at Yale, and we found more than 50 cases of people who had died of starvation, of dehydration, and of other causes of neglect in county jails. If I'm being really honest, it's just hard to describe our findings as anything other than a really clear pattern of, in some cases, widespread torture. So my investigation started after I learned about the case of a woman named Mary Faith Casey. In the 1980s and the 90s, she was living really comfortably in the Coachella Valley. She had two beautiful kids, Carlin and Karina. She would sew their Halloween costumes by hand. She was super loving and involved in their lives. But ultimately, she wound up struggling with issues of addiction and wound up spiraling with some mental health issues that landed her in jail. So when Mary got to the jail, officials did log her in. They wrote down on the paperwork that she was alert, she was responsive, and cooperative is what they put down. And she also told them that she had mental health issues that she'd been treated for in the past with psychiatric medication. But she didn't receive that. She actually went for quite some time being unmedicated. And at that point, she just really started to mentally decline. After many months, Mary finally got to have her day in court. She was brought in a wheelchair, and the judge, it seems from the transcript, he was shocked that she was there looking so emaciated. The public defender said, she is, as you can see, a shell. She needs care immediately. She looks like she's dying, Your Honor. She was sent immediately to the hospital, and even the doctors said that they essentially could not revive her. The doctors ruled that she could be released to hospice care, and so her family came to her bedside, transported her to her sister's house, and that's where she died of what they deemed protein-calorie malnutrition, which was a term I had never heard before reporting this story, but learned was essentially a starvation death.
We love you, Mary.
I love you, Mary.
It's all right.
Mary, we love you.
Forever and ever. You go be with the angels.
I think another really important layer of the story is the trend of privatization. The company in Mary's case was called NAFCare. They were receiving millions of dollars to provide the medical and mental health care at the Pima County Jail. When I started speaking to lawyers, many of them said, oh my God, this is like the civil rights violation of our times. It is very not visible, but so pervasive. If you lock a teenager in a cell and they die of dehydration, that's not just a death of neglect. I think the active word in some of these instances is homicide.